This, the seventh meeting of the Security Council since the intensification of the bombing of Idlib started in April, and still division among council members and growing frustration.
The continued failure of the UN Security Council to end impunity for these crimes is a blight on the credibility of this body to carry out its core mandate.
The UN's humanitarian coordinator, Mark Lowcock, addressed council members directly.
You, in this Security Council, have ignored all the previous pleas you have heard. You know what is happening, and you have done nothing for 90 days as the carnage continues in front of your eyes.
Immediately after the meeting, though, 2/3 of the Security Council said they believed it was Mr. Lowcock's boss, the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, who should take action. 10 ambassadors staged what's known as a démarche, a diplomatic petition delivered in person. They said they believed the UN chief had the power to set up an inquiry into who was bombing the hospitals in Idlib. You put the ball in the court of the Security Council, but 10 members of that Security Council have now been to see the Secretary-General. You were there at the meeting, saying actually it's you that should take action. You should set up an inquiry into these bombings. Are you now going to set up such an inquiry?
Well, yes, members of the Council have been to see the Secretary-General earlier today and raised issues with him, and the Secretary-General is thinking about the request that was made, and he will in due course decide how best to address the request.
Ordinary Syrians are angry at what they see as passing the buck. A doctor who ran a hospital in Aleppo is now featured in a documentary about the war. He's been in New York to express his outrage that the crimes he witnessed 3 years ago are now being repeated. He has this message for the international community.
I think this is the last chance for them to do the right thing, to stand with the people. Like in this situation, there is not like the bad guys and the good guys and who do we stand with. It's just like there are children, mothers, people are dying.
This is the satellite imagery of one Syrian town and what's happened to it in recent months. But it's far from clear whether there's a way to stop yet further destruction and loss of life. James Bays, Al Jazeera, at the United Nations.